Hello, today's tutorial will teach you how to go from an empty, humble 3D scene all the way to a fully fledged 3D platformer using the boilerplate method, which is great for new and learning indie devs, all within the realm of 20 to 30 minutes without any experience required. Stay tuned. We'll be going over a boilerplate method. I'll be showing you a website to get copyright-free 3D assets as well as code to get your project started up and running very quickly. So today, let's get started right into it. So if you are a little bit new to game development, you may be a little bit intimidated when you see a blank screen and a blank script, and you might be thinking a little bit overwhelmed, oh my gosh, where do I start? So today I wanted to show you a method for getting your game started very quickly, and then you can just do the fun stuff like adding little bells and whistles and toggles and adjusting features and adjusting movement to make the game more what you want it to feel like. So hop over to this game, this website called Kenney.nl, and navigate over to starter kits. So you may see that he has a ton of assets, and these are all 3D assets and 2D assets and UI elements that you can use in your games. And we're going to investigate all of this in another video. But for today's video, I want to hop over to starter kits. Today, we'll be looking at the 3D platformer starter kit. So this starter kit is going to get you launched into developing your own game without any experience in quite literally less than half an hour. So what the starter kit does is it gives you basically what we call in the programming world a boilerplate. So what is a boilerplate? A boilerplate is a starting point for your project to build off of. So we can see here he's got a screenshot of what the game looks like. We will be investigating the 3D platformer. So he mentions here that we got, character controls, collectible coins and falling platforms, camera control, even got gamepad support built into this boilerplate, sprites and 3D models, and sound effects, all CC0 licensed. So what does CC0 licensed mean? It means the person who associated work with this has dedicated the work to the public domain by waiving all of the rights to the work worldwide. So that means that you can modify, copy, distribute, and perform the work even for commercial purposes, all without asking permission. So this is fantastic. Kenney is the absolute GOAT. So he's dedicated, or they, I should say, I'm not quite sure, have dedicated all of their time and effort here to enabling other game developers like us with maybe not as much experience to get started quickly. So let's go ahead and download this boilerplate for the 3D platformer and get started. What I suggest you do, you see here it's got 143 forks. You could clone this project and make a branch, but what I suggest you do is make a fork. So hop over to your GitHub and come here and do a fork. Go create a new fork. And let's go ahead and create a fork. Okay, fantastic. So now this fork is a copy of the code that Kenney.nl has provided us, but it is now your own project. So when I come here to repositories, and I can now see my own repository, 3D platformer starter kit, and you can see it's forked from Kenney.nl. So when I come here, now I have my own copy of my main branch. So let's go ahead and now clone our fork into our project repository and pull it up in Godot, and let's see what we've got. Copy the value here. Remember, I am on my own version of the 3D platformer kit, not on Kenney.nl version. Remember to copy the URL to the forked version. Come here and go ahead and open up Git, and all you gotta do is git clone, easy peasy. Import and 3D platformer, select this folder, import. Okay, so this is where we are launched into. We can see we've got quite a bit going on here. So this is our level. It seems like this is our little character guy. So when I click here, we see this is our player, and I see that they attach script here. So we've already got, like some physics. We've got, effects being handled, controls, gravity, we've got a ton of stuff here already made for us, so we could basically, hop right into the game. Now, we might want to investigate, the code just a little bit further. We got this world node here, this 3D node, and all of the platforms and coins and collectibles and these bricks are children under the world platform. So if we do want to add more platforms, we probably want to keep the structure clean and keep adding platforms underneath the world node. And we see here we've got a HUD. We got our icon, we got our coin value that we've collected so far. So, and we'll see that HUD pop up once we go ahead and click play. So first thing you probably want to investigate is the input map. So what do we got here? He said, we have joypad support. So we got joypad for moving. And so let's just, go ahead and launch into the game, play with our keyboard first, and then maybe we'll pull out the controller and see if that is working as expected as well. So, we're hopped in here, boilerplate. I'm going to go ahead up here and click play. And here is our game. Okay, so we've got a little bit of resetting functionality. Cool, collecting the coins. And I think maybe this orange is a falling platform. Okay, so we've got quite a few cool features here. This was all for free and is all freely available to license. So let's say, we want to go ahead and make a little bit of an update. I'm thinking that this platform falls a little bit too quickly. So let's go ahead and see how we can investigate that here in our world and see how we can modify that value. So platform falling, you want to go ahead and open in editor and go to the script that is attached to it. So here we're going to try to investigate the value here that's making it fall quickly and maybe slow it down just a little tiny bit. So we see here we have fall velocity, and this is going to be how quickly it falls, because it does seem like it starts falling immediately when we jump on it. Let's go ahead and maybe slow the falling down here by quite a bit. I'm going to go ahead and turn that down by an entire 2/3. And let's launch our game again and see how this affects our gameplay. So, see, that made the falling platform much more viable. And, maybe that's more of the experience that you are going for. So, that's how you sort of investigate and start adding in your own changes to this platforming game. You want to identify the node you want to interact with in the real world. So, let's say if I wanted to make a change to the platformer, right? So I clicked here, and then I came here to open an editor, and then I found the attached script, and I investigated the script manually. And, even if you don't have a lot of programming knowledge, you sort of know, okay, falling velocity, set to 15, make that value smaller, and that's obviously going to make the falling speed just a little bit slower. So in the same way, if I wanted to maybe change something about the coins animation, I can come here and open an editor, and once again, find the script that's attached to. And maybe I want to go ahead and play around with this. So there's a comment, rotating, animating up and down. Maybe I don't want to make the coin bounce so much. Well, I can go ahead and change a value here. And maybe I'll put this down to 2. And now when we go ahead and play, we'll see that the coins don't bounce as much. Or maybe they're even bouncing more. So let's go ahead and put that up to 10 and see what happens. And see, now they're bouncing just a little bit more quickly, and there's actually less of a bounce. So you can experiment with some of these values, and here even, a somewhat experienced programmer like me, even though I have 0 experience in game development, just taking a quick gander at the script, my first intuition was wrong. So the smaller the value, the more bounce, and the higher the value here, the higher bounce. And that makes sense because it seems like this is modeling a sine function. So, if you did some physics, that's the function that goes like this. And, if we have a greater value for your sign amplitude or whatever. I can't think of the word for it. This is a lower value and this is a higher value. So maybe if you want a sort of really kind of playful vibe, I'm gonna go ahead and turn that up to 20 and go ahead and see how that affects. So these bouncing coins is now maybe making a little bit more of an intense feeling to the gameplay. Maybe a little less playful. But if I go ahead and turn this down to 3, we've got a little bit more, playful, fun, slower kind of vibe being created by the bouncing coins. So that's how you can interact with the game world and sort of really start making it your own. Okay, so now let's investigate how we wanted to maybe add a new section over here. So it seems like we got our player starting here, and we're gonna go ahead and go over here. But what if I also wanted to make a world start over here in this direction? So we have all of our platform nodes under world, and we've got this platform scene, and we have the falling platform scene. And we have the coin scene, we have the flag scene here. This seems like to be where we actually maybe win the game. If I go ahead and open... oh no, okay, so it doesn't seem like there's any code associated with this. This is its own imported scene, so we don't see any attached scripts, so perhaps that would be up to us to go ahead and investigate that ourselves and maybe write the next level script here when we actually reach the flag. And maybe we'll investigate that in this tutorial as well. We can make a whole new level. This one could potentially just be considered level 1 or the tutorial level. And we also have the brick scene. And what is this cube scene here? We got okay, we've got a little cube here, and that's these clouds. So let's say we wanted to build out the level this way. Well, maybe we want to start with a platform scene. So come here to the world scene and go instantiate child scene and search for the scene you want to add. So I want to add in a platform scene. And now you can move it around in the 3D world to your liking. We can come here and make it larger if we wish. And the collision object underneath this platform scene, if we investigate the platform scene, is automatically being transformed with us automatically, for us automatically, because it's all compacted into this one nice scene object. So this is something that you can obviously do without any programming experience. You see, I'm not scripting anything. I'm just modifying, moving around and manipulating this object in the real world and, maybe playing with some of the values here. So I've added this here, and just to double check, just to show you, our collision object is already set here. And, maybe testing, maybe I made that a little bit too far away, but it seems like it's good. And our collision here is already added. So let's maybe go ahead now and add a falling platform. So if I want to, once again, instantiate child scene, search for the platform. Remember, don't add the GLB file. That's the actual model. What we want to do is add the platform. Come here, select it in the node selector, and that will automatically select it for you in the 3D world as well. Oh, I don't mean to be pulling that down. And here, just once again, just manipulating this in the 3D tab here of the game, and maybe now I want to add some bricks. So my idea here for the back section here is that you're going to have to jump to the falling platform and then make a really precise jump onto this brick here. And I'll make it close because we know that these falling platforms are pretty difficult. And I'll make that close here like that. And then maybe one more platform, just a regular platform over here. And we'll reward the player for making that difficult jump with a few coins. So let's go ahead and once again instantiate child scene. Just search for the coin scene. And once again selecting it, it will be automatically selected for us in the overworld. And so now with the coin scene, we see that it's sort of in this platform. So that's when we're going to want to go ahead and use this value to, bring it up just a little bit, and maybe just enough to make sure that the bouncing animation doesn't go ahead and cut through this platform. Okay, so let's go ahead and test out our little addition we made here. So go ahead and hit save. And let's go ahead and now see if we can go ahead and make this jump. Oh, I failed here. Let's try again. That's quite a hard jump to make. Oh, I made it and then fell off. Oh, there we go. Perfect. So we see that we collected the coin and it modified our HUD value up here to 1 automatically. So, we got the collection script for the coins already all working, and all we did was just plug and play with nodes on the screen. So now here during our level design, we see that there's no way to get back. That's maybe a problem, but perhaps what we could do here is do something a little bit fun. Okay, for the level to update dynamically, we're going to need to place a flag here on this platform and have some sort of collision on the flag so we know when our character's entered. So we'll need a new scene, and we'll need to make a area of type area, 3D, and we can add a 3D node, and we'll need to add a collision shape here. Crazy. Crazy. Oh my god. And for the object here, we can just come down to the models, and we can just drag our flag here into the scene, and we'll automatically get this node 3D. So now we need to add a collision shape. Easy as probably just doing a capsule and making it the roughly size of the flag. Don't need to be too precise, because we can see here in our coin as well, we've got quite a big orb of collision around our coin. So what we need is just some sort of collision so that we know that when we've entered the flag, the players capture the flag. Okay, so we don't have any more warnings. We can call this maybe capture flag scene, and now we want to attach a script to this here, and in the node 3D, coming to node, we want body entered, so we can now know we can interact with when this collision shape has been entered by the player. So for now we'll just do flag has been captured, and then we'll dynamically update the scene here with a new platform when that flag's been captured. So coming back here to the main world, come to world and go instantiate child scene, and we can instantiate our capture flag scene, and we'll call this maybe capture flag 1, and let's go ahead and place it on our final platform here. Okay, so now when we navigate our player over here, we'll see in the console, we'll see that the flag has been captured. So let's go ahead and launch our game and go ahead and capture this flag. And here now in the console, we see that the flag has been captured. So now we want to add the code that will dynamically add a new platform for us here, because we see that in our game now we're kind of stuck. There's no real good way of getting back. It seems like even the double jump is a little bit too far away for us to actually end up being able to make it back. So let's add the code that will dynamically add another platform for us here. We might even want to do this in a simple fashion. So what we can do is we can instantiate a child scene and add a new platform scene, and we can go ahead and put the platform here, for example. Now we can make this platform invisible by default. So yeah, we can make this platform invisible by default, and here, when we capture the flag, we can then make the platform visible again. So let's write the code to do that. Okay, so we have the onBodyEntered function here, and now, so if we check out the coin script, we see that in the coin onBodyEntered, we're checking to see if the body has a method collect coin. So this is checking to make sure that the body is indeed the player. So in our capture flag method, we'll do something similar. We'll do if the body has method, we'll do if the body has method jump. So this is making sure that, you know, our player body has the method jump, and so that way we know that it's actually a player body entering the flag, and in that case then we can print the flag has been captured. And then we'll want to go ahead and emit this signal. So we can emit the flag captured signal with our flag number. So flag captured. So we're emitting our flag captured signal with our flag number, and this flag number is an exported member, so that when we hop over here and we've instantiated the capture flag and come here to inspector, we see our flag number is here. So if we want to have multiple dynamic flag elements in our level to build the level slowly and dynamically as the player progresses throughout the level here, this sort of feature, we can have multiple flags here. So for now, we'll just set this to 1, and then we need to react. So we need a listener. So coming here to node, we can come here, make sure you're in the main scene, and here's where you're going to need to connect. So you can connect to main and give it a name here. So on capture flag 1 connected, and we can say here, now we can say we can make the platform visible. So world platform 9 dot visible equals true. Okay, so now when we launch our game, we'll see here that the platform here is invisible. We do see that here we've got this platform 9 is here, but it's not visible yet in our game world because we've tied the visibility of that platform to collecting this flag. So let's go ahead and collect this flag. And so we do know that from the capture flag script, we're emitting our flag number. So in the receiving function, we also need to accept the flag number. And in this case, we know that if the flag number is 1, then the flag number 1 is associated with making this platform visible. So let's go ahead and launch our game, and we see the platform here is not visible, but we know in the real world here in our level editor, this platform is invisible, but it still exists there, and that's because we've tied the visibility of this platform to this flag. So now when we capture that flag, this platform becomes visible, and we can hop back over. Okay, so we've made this this dynamic loop for our game, and so that's how we may want to dynamically build the level as the player is going. You can imagine this unlocks all types of different sorts of features and flavors to make the game your own. Okay. So the next thing we'll investigate is how to, once the player has maybe achieved this specific flag, how we want to load a completely new level. So it'll clean up everything on the scene and load, level 2, for example. So let's go ahead and make this flag. Here we see that it's just a regular flag, but we know we have a new scene called capture flag that has a little bit more functionality added into it. So let's instantiate another child scene, and we'll do a capture flag node, and this will be level end. And coming back here, we can maybe make this flag number to 2, so that way in the main script we can now react to if the flag number is 2, then we can say we can print load new level. Okay, so if we're considering that this flag up here is going to be the end level. Let's go ahead and replace this old flag with no interaction. We can just go ahead and delete this flag and add our new flag with the interaction. So when we get up here, now when we play our game, we should see that it'll say level completed. So let's go ahead and get to the finish. Oh, and I died. Okay, and now hopping down here to the console, we see flag has been captured. But we don't quite see that the level has been completed. Load a new level. Oh, then that's because we didn't attach the function here again. So come to node, come to flag captured, and we can pick a new method here, and we want to capture here on capture flag 1 flag captured. So we're connecting to the same signal or same signal listener. So we may want to clean this up. So we can just say maybe on capture flag captured. On capture flag captured. And we'll have to clean up our other flag as well. Edit. On capture flag captured. So now instead of just being for this one flag, we're now listening to the signal for both of the capture flag and level end flag. So let's go ahead and retest and make sure that our functionality is still working. So we should see the platforms become visible there when we capture that flag over there. And now when we come to the end level, we should see printed in the console that a new level needs to be loaded. So load new level. Okay, perfect. So let's go ahead now and see how we can load a new level dynamically when we've captured a specific flag, in this case flag number 2. Just for the tutorial's sake, it's a very simple line of code here. So you just need to call getTree dot change scene to file, and here we can just basically here in this case we're just going to reload the main scene. So we're going to reload this scene, but essentially what you would do is you would come and you'd make a new scene. So let's say for example we duplicate this scene, and then we can call it level 2 scene. And loading up this scene here, let's maybe just go ahead and delete these guys that we added here. And so we know that this is a different level that we're actually loading. So let's save that. And so we've got this new level 2 scene, and here in the main script we can change this to level 2 scene. And so here's our first main level. Here we have the extra little platforms that we added here. And when we go ahead and end this level, we are loaded back into the next level. So now we're in the level 2 scene. You can see here that the additional platforms we added here don't exist anymore, and that's because we're in the newest level. So to continue building onto this game, what you would do then is start modifying the level 2 scene. And so you can go ahead and basically delete all of these different platform nodes and these cubes and completely rebuild a new level to continue the game's progress.